Hey guys, 10 days of tips for the rest of us. Real deal tips about skincare and makeup. Today we are talking about eyebrows. I'm going to keep this short and sweet, but let's be real. Sometimes our eyebrows are not doing what we want them to. I will tell you, being real again, these eyebrows are not always two. Sometimes, instead of being two beautifully sculpted eyebrows framing my face the way I want them to be, they are like two hairy caterpillars fighting, and they kind of look more like one than two, which is embarrassing. Now, I am a waxer. I go and have my brows waxed as often as I can, every couple of weeks. But once in a while, either due to finances or time constraints or laziness, I don't go. And I'll get grow out here and I'll get grow out here. And if you look closely, I'll have a little more than I want, or the tweezing is harder to do in between. It's not quite time to go for a wax, but there's a little too much there to tweeze and I don't see well enough to do it the way I want to, and blah, 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 blah. So what do? How do you fake the illusion of two eyebrows instead of one? How do you fake the illusion of better shaped eyebrows than you have, right? So this is what I do. I do use the Sweet Minerals Brow Kit. It comes with a spoolie. It's like a mascara wand, basically. So the first thing I do is I brush my eyebrows up, 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 up. I brush it up, and then I take the precision liner brush that comes with your brow kit. I use the truffle kit. I have a magnet attached to mine because I put it on my board behind me a lot. You put some into the lid, and then I tap my brush into the minerals. And here's how I know where to do the minerals. Hold your brush next to your nose, right here. This is where your brow should stop. So, right there is where my brow should stop. Boom, see? Okay? So if I have hairs over here, I'm ignoring those hairs. They're bad. Right here is where my brow should stop. We're marking that spot. Okay? Got it? Same thing. Look straight ahead. Put your brush straight up against the side of your nose right here. This is where your brow should stop. My brows are not doing too bad. Draw a little tip there where your brow should stop. Got it? Same thing on the other side. This is where my brow should stop. Your brow's job is to frame your eyeballs. Framing your eyeballs is part of what makes your face look nice and bright and happy and beautiful, right? So you can kind of see how I've got that marked. The last thing that you want to mark is where you're going to have a little bit of that arch going there. You don't want it to be too pronounced, but you still want to have a little bit of one, right? And everyone's going to be a little different in what they prefer, but my general shape is what I prefer for me. And how thin or thick your brows are, again, is a matter of your preference and what makes you feel confident and comfortable. So look straight ahead and do the same thing up against the side of your nose, but this time you're going to make sure your brush goes straight across your pupil, that black part of your eye, straight across. And where that is where the main part of your arch should be. Look straight ahead, and where it blocks your view, where your pupil is where your arch should be. So, if my eyebrows were super bushy right now, they were caterpillars that were super fat, and they were kissing on each other right here, and like majorly unibrow going on, thick and bushy, right? I would know where they should stop on both sides and where I would want to angle up. I would know where I would want to ignore any hairs down here, which if you look closely, there are a few. I don't think the camera's going to pick them up, which is good for my embarrassment's sake. And any hairs through here, ignore them. So now that I know my general outline, I'm going to go back in with my brow brush, precision liner brush. It's the same one that comes in your brow kit. And I'm just going to kind of color in where I want my brows to be. And what I like about this brush is that it's about the right width for me to just hold it at that angle and just color in all the way up to where that angle is, where I want the angle to start. Does that make sense? I'm just coloring it in. And then when I get here, I turn it sideways and I kind of bring it to a point, like a big long triangle kind of. That's how I do it. And so the marks that I made start to blend in now that I've colored this. Does that make sense? And it's okay if it looks boxy. I'm going to show you how to fix that. And the first 1 or 2 times you do it, you're going to spend way too long and you're going to feel a little bit clunky, and that's totally okay. If you go to my my YouTube channel and scroll back a ways, the very first time I ever did eyebrows is on there. So if you scroll back and find the first eyebrow video, it is my first time ever doing brows. I recorded it. So you can see how I did brows back then, because I walked you through it along with me my very first time, and that was like a year or 2 ago. So it's not, you don't have to be a rocket scientist. You don't have to be a glam girl. But you guys, oh, see, and I got it all out of the line. That's okay. I'll show you how to fix it. Hold it straight up and down until you get to the angle part, and then I switch it and draw my little triangles to that point, kind of. And you can't really mess this up, and here's why. You brushed all of those hairs up before you started, remember? I'm taking extra long this time talking to you. This is much quicker as you go, and I'm usually much quicker. But I really want to drive home how I do it so that you know how to do it. The other thing is, think of your eyebrows as sisters. They are not twins. They do not have to match exactly. They just should look like they go together, and that they're not like from 2 different cities or, you know, 2 different families all together. They should look related, but that's about it. Do you know what I mean? They don't have to be exact, because if they had to be exact, you would be sitting here all darn day, okay? And nobody wants that. Okay, can you see how this looks all boxy still? You can still kind of see like this came to a little bit more of a point because of where I marked. I came out a little where I wanted to, like out of the line, so to speak, up here, like all that jazz. That's okay. So when we started, we brushed all of these little hairs up. Now we're going to go back through and we're going to brush everything back over. And this kind of is like blending, I find. Plus it feels nice. It's like an exfoliation almost. So just lightly brush all of those hairs back where they belong. And it kind of helps blend that color back in too. See how it's already doesn't look quite as harsh? So there's the first thing. Brush those back where they belong. Okay. And then I call it my magic eraser. I only do my brows after my foundation is on. So my kabuki brush that I use to apply my foundation still has foundation kind of left up in there. Not a ton, but some. And even if it didn't, what is nice about it is that I can take it, along the edges and just kind of along the outside, using the side of my brush, clean up the edges of my brows. And that's why I do it before I do my eye color, is so that I have the luxury of cleaning up the outside of my brows, because I ain't perfect and I know it. And I want to have the opportunity to clean it up when I accidentally color outside the lines. Because framing my eyes is important to me. I notice the difference when I don't. I notice the difference when I don't. And if you give this a shot, you will notice the difference too when you don't. You will appreciate taking the time to learn how to do your brows this way, especially if your brows learn to fight or they love each other and are kissing on each other all the time and you can't keep them apart. You know what I mean? So that's one of my problems too, and it helps me feel a little less insecure during those in-between times when I've got a little extra growth here than I would prefer, because darkening up the parts where my brow should be, according to me, makes the little bit of extra growth in here and down here be a little less obvious, because this is darker here, and even if I only go super light and natural on the colors on my lids, it still plays down the fact that maybe my brows need a little extra attention in terms of waxing or tweezing or whatever. You know what I mean? So the other thing you can do that comes with your brow kit is the highlighter, which goes right underneath your brow. You can also do it a bit above your brow. You can use your finger or you can use the precision liner brush. I sometimes don't even bother. If you have trouble with your hairs staying put where they should, it also comes with a wax, a brow wax, that you can also run your spoolie through and then comb your hair down with, which is nice. And that brow wax can be used as a base to help your eye colors pop more too. So that brow kit has a lot of value to it, you guys. Plus I use the minerals for my brows as a eyeliner, because I know it's a natural color that matches my lash color when I want to keep a natural look. So there's a lot of value with these brow kits, but hopefully this tip helps you know what to do when your brows love each other so much that you just can't keep them apart. If you want a chance at getting some Happy Mail from me, make sure you are registered. Go to confidenceandchaos.com/register. And if you have any questions at all, please just comment below or shoot me a message. That's totally okay too. Oh, and if you are wondering which color to get, just take a look on the site and see which one matches the roots of your hair the most, and that's typically the one to get. And if you by chance order and get the wrong color and it's just not right for you, there are two options. One, minerals are versatile. You can use minerals as eye colors, you can put them on your lips, you can use them on your cheeks, you can do all kinds of things with them. Eyeliners, like I said, or we do have a 100% satisfaction guarantee, so you're not stuck with it if you're just like, oh no, this is so wrong. All you have to do is let me know and I will hook you up on exchanging it or getting a refund. So ladies, I know brows can be intimidating, but hopefully this makes it a little bit easier, and let me know how it goes when you give these tips a shot. Until next time, bye.